Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
It is 11 a.m. on the final day of the month of March, and we are inside the SWBC podcast studio.
What's happening?
A new and improved SWBC podcast studio. As I look into my camera right there, underneath the camera, there is a video monitor. Everson, as you look into yours,
I'm going to feel funny. No,
you have a monitor too, and Mickey, you've got the same. Wow.
Boy, they are really putting some money into this thing.
They are.
Man.
I don't have to look over there. I could just look straight at the camera.
I don't like that. I don't want to see myself.
Well, it does kind of.
When you start talking, you want to talk, and then you start talking, you see yourself.
Okay, so we're going to do a test here to see if Everson now starts looking at his camera,
right? Now get off,
which means he's looking at himself.
He's looking off topic.
It's like looking in the mirror.
We would like you to look at your camera. How about that?
When I see that, it's like time to shave the beard.
Okay.
That's what,
we could have told you
what
that.
we've been thinking for weeks here.
Yeah.
Ever since
Sorry, you didn't need a camera for that. Yeah.
Vacation.
All you had to do was listen to us.
Would we like to reveal what our weight is this morning? What's your playing weight?
You mean like when I walked in the door?
Uh-huh. What's your playing weight?
I weighed myself on Friday, 164.
What's the? Let's put it this way. What's the lowest you've been in your adult life?
About right now.
Your lowest playing weight. Okay.
About right now.
You're right now.
Probably right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You should ask
what's the
highest.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask you to reveal the weight, but what would be the range? What's the highest you've been, and what? How many pounds? Mm-hmm. Highest from highest to lowest. What do you think your range has been?
Probably.
And in your adult life,
highest would have been around 174, 175.
So you're like in a 10-pound range. That's it. Wow, that's amazing.
Same here.
Well,
really?
It depends on what what age group are we talking about?
Well, from
how far
from college until now, so 50 years.
Oh, college.
In college, I was
like adulthood. Whatever.
In college, I was 190. In college, I was 190.
Okay.
The heaviest I got in the pros was in the pros. I never got over 200 in the pros.
Okay. All right.
In college?
And in retirement life?
Retirement, I got up to 210. Now I'm about 205. I just took a physical, so that's why I know I'm about 205.
Okay. My playing weight is now it's 225. And at one point I ballooned up to 250.
No way.
Yes,
That's
I did.
He's trying to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
So the reason I'm bringing this up.
In college, my junior year, we had intramural wrestling, and I had to bump up to 134.
All right, there's a reason I'm bringing this up.
Okay.
And it's the video that's going viral right now.
I guess I'm not viral.
Dak Prescott supposedly is at 205 right now.
What?
There's a video of him on a football field throwing passes to Jalen Tolbert and others, and he looks great. And supposedly, and I don't know even the source of it, I just saw it late last night.
Yeah.
And supposedly he's weighing in at 205 right now.
So that means he's going to do some more running?
I hope not.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I hope not.
No, when I talked to him, so it would have been Schottenheimer's press conference.
Before you say this, what do you think Dak's range has been since college? He's at 205 now, which is
Dak was huge.
230, 235.
He told me it may have been after his rookie year, maybe his second year, that right after the season, this is when he realized it's got to be a year-round thing of staying in shape. Whatever.
Yeah.
There's no taking a month off after the season or any of that. He told me he got up to 250.
250.
And I said, oh, I did too. But I don't play
I
quarterback.
think it's a little too. 250 might be a little different from yours. Yeah.
I thought
A
you
little
had
bit more muscle
his
mass probably on
actual
his.
playing rate.
No, this was like in February
Oh,
one
okay.
year. Okay, and then he got to it, and then I was interviewing him in training camp.
Yeah.
And so that's what he said. He realized, okay, I got to not let myself go after the
Well, he
season.
looks pretty good out there working out.
Well, that video, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
205 apparently.
he seems to be doing all the field work stuff, he moving around.
He's here every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he always started training camp. He always looks like he's in great shape.
Yeah, but to lose that much muscle mass and just pounds, period. Man, what do you think? That's a lot. Now, when it comes to playing quarterback, no matter how big he is, but based on the injuries that he's had already, whatever he's doing, just don't try to break any tackles. His losing weight should not have anything to do with how strong he's trying to be. Because at this point in his career,
elusive
he needs to be elusive and he needs to be smart when he's trying to be evasive. Because you can't break any tackles like you used to. That's how you broke your leg the first time against the Giants. You're trying to stiff arm a guy, and he does the hip drop on you.
Yeah, we don't need any Walter Payton breaking
when someone
tackle,
gets within
right?
2 yards of you, just drop.
Go.
That's it. And you can be that 205.
Got to practice dropping.
Practice knowing the danger zone.
Right.
That's what he needs to know, where his danger zone is.
Absolutely.
So
So-
he looks to be in good shape. The big news going on right now is the fact that the NFL owners meeting has begun in Palm Beach over the weekend, Sunday. Stephen Jones talked to the media yesterday. Brian Schottenheimer is scheduled to speak bright and early tomorrow morning, I understand.
Can we get that live?
Who's he speaking to?
Media.
Just maybe.
The coaches.
Yeah, the NFL
rotate the coaches through.
the NFL has perfected this in the offseason, okay, where they stay in the narrative throughout the offseason, okay? Now, with the Super Bowl getting pushed back until Valentine's Day, basically, and then 2 weeks later at the Combine, then you get all the coaches that are there and GMs who are talking to the media, and then free agency starts 2 weeks later, and now 2 weeks later, here we are, the end of March, and everybody has to talk to the media. There's assigned times where the coaches talk, or you catch them on the side at Palm Beach in the meetings, the media does, and so it keeps everything in the news, whatever. And then here we are 3 weeks from now, we'll have the draft. And then after that, it'll be OTAs and minicamp, whatever. It just stays in the narrative. Yes.
So
you're
look
pointing
at the
an
teams on NFL
screen.
Network.
Yes.
What's the question?
What coaches do you want to hear from today at the NFL annual meeting?
There you go.
Okay. Well, we're going to hear from Schottenheimer tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to know? I'll tell you what he's going to say.
Okay, we're going to conduct a press conference right now. How's Dak look? I heard he's down to 205 pounds.
He looks great. He's working hard every day, and we just got to be careful that he doesn't try to do too much too soon.
Is it next week they can start?
I believe so.
The actual
seventh,
when you have a new head coach. Okay. It used to be you could start a week early. Now it's 2 weeks early on the off-season program, and so it would be next week is when the Cowboys can officially start their off-season program, and they can actually officially contact these players
or bump into them. At least the strength and conditioning coaches, they can start like team workouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, of course, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, one of the first questions asked of Stephen Jones yesterday is any progress on the Micah contract negotiations?
And his answer was, we have visited with Micah. Jerry and I have, and feel good about what we've talked about so far. Some guys want to visit. Some guys don't want to visit about their money. We respect it. If players want to come in and talk, Micah likes to visit, so that's a good thing.
Who said that?
Stephen Jones.
Okay.
So, look, everybody's so worried about, we got to get it done, got to get it done. It's like he hasn't been here the last 2, maybe 3 off seasons for the off-season workouts, and he still got 52.5 sacks. So I don't know that that's the priority. And the one thing that people don't understand is you can say this is what he's got to be paid, right? Well, he's got to agree to that. You know, just because you throw a number out doesn't mean he's not throwing a bigger number out. And the other thing is guaranteed money. You know, the player and his agent would love the whole thing guaranteed, right? And let me tell you about guaranteed money and all this BS talk about the Cowboys trading Dak Prescott. Go ahead and trade him today. You know what the dead money is? $190 million. 190.
How does that even get any legs at all?
Because somebody needs attention. That's the off season. Why I hate it. Because everybody wants to throw mashed potatoes on the wall and see if something sticks.
I would imagine with you being Italian, you would have said pasta.
Pasta?
But you go with the mashed potatoes.
Well,
because of the region.
Yeah. Overcooked pasta doesn't stick.
Why would anyone want to throw mashed potatoes against a wall to see if it sticks?
It's a kind of a example of throwing bad information up there, and maybe I get lucky and it's right.
Hey, maybe if you throw mashed potatoes up against the wall, it might form the face of Jesus or something.
Artwork.
Right.
Artwork. Oh, here we go.
All right. What else has caught your ear there? The tush push is a big topic of conversation at the meeting. They'll likely have a vote tomorrow.
Sounds like the competition committee is in favor of banning it.
Yep. You got to have 24 teams that agree with that.
I think it's unfair. I really do.
Well, let's look at it this way. It's not just the tush push. It's a running back running for 5 yards and then 5 offensive linemen pushing him another 10. That should be banned.
Well,
all this pushing, they don't allow the defense to push.
I would say if you could take that element out of it, I would still allow them to do it. I mean, it's just a quarterback sneak without the backs coming to push. So that's all they're trying to ban is
I think the way it's worded
for the running back to push
it's specifically I think it's specifically worded for the quarterback sneak where you can't have someone line up under center and have someone come up from behind and push them forward. I think that is the way the Packers
they should
worded
get rid of the other pushing too.
Because you got linemen that have
saying Australian rules.
You got
football.
linemen pushing running backs into the end zone. So they're going to stop that as well?
Or they grab them and throw them into the end zone.
Yeah.
Or they tug them.
I mean, why did they start allowing it in the first place?
I have no idea because it used to be against the rules.
It used to be against the rules.
Right.
And, it's kind of exciting, because it gives the offensive lineman a chance to have some energy, right? They participate in it down the field, showing their determination to make sure that we finish our goal and take it across the goal line. I think that's why they like that. They show that intensity from the offensive lineman.
Yeah, but it's not just the goal line, it's the 50-yard line. And everybody gets excited and start, oh, yeah, he's still going. Well, he's getting pushed. That's not the play. You're going to design a play. Okay, we're going to let hand off, and now everybody get behind the running back, and let's push him 10 yards.
I think it's going to, and I don't know how they're trying to frame it, but if they're going to change it, then they will make a distinction between down the field versus a short yardage goal line play.
You know how you can get rid of it? Run it on every play. Get a team, get the worst team in the league or whatever. Okay, you run it every single play, and they'll get rid of it.
Well, what happened at the goal line in the playoffs?
It might work, though. Every single play. I mean, you got a bunch up, and then all of a sudden you pitch it to a back, and he's scot-free.
Now we're talking just rugby.
Exactly. So that's why you would get rid of it if it becomes a regular part of an offensive game plan.
Well, what happened?
I'm exaggerating saying every play, but some team could do it on a regular basis. And
well, didn't it happen on the goal line and in the playoff game? Who jumped off sides? Like
it was the Eagles
times?
game.
And was it Detroit? No. It was the playoff.
Whatever. Yeah.
Remember And they finally, Hockley said, if you do it again, it's
Right.
a touchdown.
Right.
Well, they were just going to say, okay, the ball's at the 1.
Mm-hmm.
If I try to time it and I jump offside, now it's at the half. And then if I do it again, it's at the quarter.
Yeah.
And now it's gone as far as it can go, and I keep jumping offside because I'm trying to time it
Right.
to disrupt the snap. And finally, it was like, okay, you do it one more time, and it's a touchdown. How many times? can
I'd
you
do it one
that?
more time.
I would have. What if you're at the 50-yard line and they just keep doing it, jumping off sides, right? And it just keeps moving and moving and moving.
Was it the Rams? I can't remember.
I can't remember who did it, but they.
But the reason I said the Rams because Sean McVay is one of them, and Sean McDermott is also vocal about getting rid of it, and his team employs it, but he would like to get rid of it.
So did you see
What
what
McVay said?
And McVay is against it too. Yeah.
Did you see what Sirianni said? He goes, I've got 3 former offensive coordinators that have got head coaching jobs because they use that. I better get those 3 votes
Right.
and ours. That's 4 against.
And all they need is 9, I guess. It takes 24 to vote it out.
Right.
So he's halfway there.
Right. Any of the other rule changes, proposals you like or don't like?
I do like on the kickoff rule to have a touchback come out to the 35 instead of the 30.
I'm good for that. How about both teams during the regular season getting an overtime possession?
I have no problem at all playing overtime. I think the overtime should not be a 10-minute quarter. It should be 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I think
And that's what you're getting at.
yeah, and both teams should get a possession,
Both teams get a possession.
regardless
no sudden
of
death.
what happens. The
No
first,
sudden death.
yeah, not I come down and score and the game's over.
I like
A
that.
touchdown. You like that?
Yeah. I always did.
Oh, I don't have a problem with I don't have a problem with one. If you score a touchdown, game's over.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it needs to be a 15-minute and not a 10-minute because you can have a drive that takes up 10 minutes.
Everson would be for this. Eliminating automatic first down on defensive holding or illegal contact. It's 5-yard penalty,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But they automatically get a first down. I always thought that was unfair.
I guess I'm so accustomed to it that,
You don't even think
for me to change it, I don't
Yeah.
even think about it. But that would be a great advantage for a defensive back because, we're strategic on when we hold.
Right.
If a guy's about to score a touchdown on you and we're on their 20-yard line, that's going to be an 80-yard touchdown. And if he's got me by at the 30-yard line, and I know he's going to go past me, I'm going to take that grab. I'm going to take that grab, and I'll take the 5-yard holding. But if you're talking about at the end of a game, and the guy's just kind of throwing it up, just hoping something happens because the offense is behind, and then I held him, but then if I hold him and it's, say, 3rd and 25, and I hold him, I don't want him to get the 25.
Right.
I don't want him to get the
Well, don't you think most penalties are not because guys don't know what they're doing?
Right.
They're getting their ass beat.
Yeah.
And it's like, I better grab on.
I better grab on.
Right.
It's
Offensive tackle,
Yeah.
I'm giving up a sack. Oh, okay, I'm going to hold.
And especially if I'm on the blind side, I know I can't give up a sack because that might end up being a fumble and then even a touchdown. So, you could be very strategic as a defensive back now. And you make that hold now, and it's instead of being a first down, now it's going to be 4th down and 20.
What about extending the replay assist? And I'm for that. Like, let the automatic guy call down and say, "Oh, wait, you screwed up." Or,
How much time?
You've applied for that position,
Yes,
right?
yes. I was going to bring in my white hat, right?
How much time do you get for that, though?
What do you mean?
Just in regards to,
replay assist?
Yeah, replays.
Where it's benefited, it's done in real time where it happens quickly, where
Yeah.
they don't even have to go to anything.
It's got to happen quick.
And that's the way they've been using it, and it's
Yeah.
been a great addition to it.
It's
Yeah.
You're
gotta
talking
happen
about
quick.
expanding it in what way?
To
Other call?
include more calls.
Okay.
I think maybe the 15-yard ones or 10-yard ones. yeah, let them buzz down. No, you didn't get that right, or you missed that.
They got to get it quick though.
Yeah, and it's been quick, and
Okay.
it's really helped. I thought.
Now if they're using it more now,
Because you can
will it
see
be quick though if it's using it more?
right. You can see upstairs better than you can see on the field. Because if you've ever watched a game from the sideline, you can't see,
No, you can't.
especially like on the goal line. I remember the first time I was down there doing those preseason games, and I'm standing behind the referee at the goal line, and you lose the ball. You can't see,
Now that's where it's going to be important.
right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to use the chip, just the way Tex said they should do it back in 1990. Get a chip in the ball and let it see if it
They had
crossed
chips
the goal line.
back then.
Well, they had them somewhat devised. They weren't really using them, but there was chips back in there was computers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look what they're doing in tennis.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to call the lines anymore. When they had the tournament here, I was thinking the guy was calling the lines, and I'm going, he's not saying it was automated.
Right.
So when it was out, the thing went off, and it goes, fault.
But it's already done.
But it was
because
done.
The thing went off.
Yeah.
So you're in favor of that in baseball too?
Here's where I'm in favor of it. I still recall several quarterback sneaks that did not go in our favor. When Dak's entire torso is across the line.
Yeah, where's the ball?
And they go, oh no, but his
Okay, so can we this gets back to the tush push? Can we put a chip in the helmet too to see when players are offsides on the tush push, like the offensive linemen when they line up in the neutral zone? Can we do that?
I think you should be able to see that.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, you should be able to see where you got a first down too.
'cause
That's
you
the only
lose-
reason.
Oh no,
You lose the ball.
You lose the ball. Yeah, you lose the ball.
Yeah.
So no, I can't go with you on that one.
Okay.
But now, when Dak's pelvis is across the line of scrimmage or across the goal line, and you still don't know if we've scored a touchdown, that's where it needs to come into play real quickly.
My proposal is every 20 yards, they should have a referee up on a tall ladder like they do in tennis or volleyball, and you can see down, and you'll see what's going on. You just need more officials.
Why you got to put a ladder up there? Why not
Well,
just
not
a camera?
I mean, you
a
sit.
person. You can just put a camera up there.
You got drones.
Got through.
He won't put a person on the ladder.
Mickey wants to sit there.
Speaking,
That's his seat.
That's the job.
That's
he
his
wants.
assigned seat.
speaking of drones, last week there was a window washer across the street in one of those high-rise, and he fell. They had to rush him to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
You know what else happened last week?
What does that have to do with a drone?
Oh, they had because there was other guys, and the police had a drone to see where
Oh,
if
okay.
there was anybody else. Up
Yeah.
there. I saw the guy operating it, and then on Friday, somebody, and I don't know if it was a medical emergency or what, was going across the street, across from the pro shop.
The G-Wagon?
It was a Jeep.
Yeah, it was the G-Wagon. It ran into like 6 or 7 cars.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
heard
saw that.
about it.
I saw it. I saw the aftermath.
I was there when they were trying to write everything.
What the heck happened?
He-
I'm glad you brought this up because I'm thinking,
Some
we
guy-
talking about?
was it
No,
there was
listen.
At the start,
At the start, some guy was working out at the Cowboys Fit and told me he saw the car. He was looking out the window, and the guy didn't stop at the stop sign there where
he accelerated.
Cane Rosso is.
Yeah.
And he accelerated. He said the guy had to be going 60 miles an hour, and he hit the curb on the wrong
He
side.
hit like 6 or 7 cars.
and it flew up in the air and hit 7 cars.
Wow.
And it ended up tipped over.
Yeah.
Because the top, when I saw it, the top of the Jeep was all crushed in. And I said, well, how did that happen? And he walked out of it, and he didn't hit any. I mean, no person got hit, but 7 cars were basically.
So he walked away?
Right. Yeah. He got out guy said he got out and had his hands on his
I
head.
thought maybe he had an episode.
Oh,
or something.
that's what they thought.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything official.
Yeah.
But it stopped down things for about an hour out there. Yeah.
So that's the things that you missed this
I
weekend.
guess. Yeah. Wow.
It was very exciting.
A lot of people.
Mickey had an eventful week, and we'll get to more of it in a moment. He went down to Austin,
Yes.
the UT Pro Day, and we'll hear stories from UT Pro Day in a moment. Plus, Stephen Jones says we are not done yet in free agency. What might the Cowboys do yet in free agency?
Let us know who else is
when
out there.
Mick Shots continues in a moment.
Cowboys football and Miller Lite. What a pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going way past postgame. Sunday night overtimes followed by Monday morning swagger. Brisket in the smoker. Miller Lite in the cooler. America's team playing America's greatest sport. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
How do you tell the world about all the great gifts in the Yeti store? Let her rip, Troy.
All right, folks, let's get started with the Yeti French Press. Enjoy coffee that stays hot for hours in a French press. 34 ounce for you, 6'4" for the cruise. The Yeti French Press. Hot mix waterproof bags. Bags waterproof. Submersible waterproof doubles. Waterproof bags. World's mostly water, so get a waterproof Yeti bag. Do I smell something cooking? Oh, new cast iron skillets made to be passed down like Mama's recipes. Take a steak, cornbread, cobbers, pot pie, and potatoes, and next level with 3 sizes of Yeti cast iron skillets.
Gear, gifts, and product experts. Visit the Yeti store on McKinney Street and at South Lake Town Square today.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
All right, get excited, Bill, for the most dazzling DCC experience yet. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are on tour, and they're coming to a theater near you. Witness live performances and enjoy an on-stage Q&A session, and even be a part of a live audition. If you're in Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Midland, or El Paso, mark your calendar. For dates and tickets, visit DallasCowboysCheerleaders.com/tour.
All right, very good. There is a quarterback that is off the market this morning, as the Cowboys still are in need of a backup quarterback to go along with Will Grier behind Dak Prescott. Sam Ehlinger, the former Texas Longhorn, has signed with the Denver Broncos. So Sean Pete.
He was with the Colts.
He was with the Colts for the first 4 years of his career, and now he is a Denver Bronco. That's the breaking news this morning. The news has been few and far between here lately in free agency.
So how much did Ehlinger actually play?
He got into, I'll look it up here, the last couple of years he has not gotten on the field, but he actually played some, maybe his rookie year. Let me look it up here. I actually like him as a prospect, as a backup quarterback, backup quarterback prospect, and I thought that the Cowboys might have some interest just because of the fact that their new offensive coordinator / offensive line coach has some history with him in Indianapolis.
Right,
Well,
knows what kind of guy he is. In his second year in 2022, he started 3 games and had a sizzling 0-3 record with the Colts.
See,
they've had problems at quarterback for the Colts, and I thought Ehlinger would be a little bit better as a quarterback. I really thought
but he really didn't get an opportunity. he showed something in preseason games, but the last couple of years has not gotten on the field.
And the Colts have had many opportunities for quarterbacks to come in and make some moves.
I need somebody that has started games. I don't even care if they've won or lost. Just started games, because when you're a backup quarterback, and Everson, you know this, you don't even get to practice once the season starts.
Mm-hmm.
So there's none of this, well, he's going to get better. No, you're going to sit there and watch, and they're going to tell you, oh, you got to go in and play. The quarterback just got hurt, and you haven't taken a snap in practice all week,
right?
Unless it's the practice, practice squad. So
anyway, Ellinger goes to Denver, where Jarrett Stidham is the backup to Bo Nix.
Right.
So that's a good spot for him.
So to maybe produce or
and
grow.
get in with Sean Payton,
right,
and so forth. But
and that's what the Cowboys and I think Steven answered it. It's like they're not done yet, and I'm assuming that's the position they're not done with. They need a backup quarterback that has.
See, Will Greer's been in that position in his career. He's never had an opportunity to go play in a game, so he's not outside of preseason games. And so, if Ellinger were to come here, it would be for the Greer spot. Okay,
right.
You have to have a second guy who has
or you draft
actual
a young
starting
guy
experience.
That
yeah,
you hope. But I mean, think about it. It's the same philosophy they had when they drafted Dak. It's like, here's a young guy that can grow and maybe be my backup of the future.
Which brings us to your visit to Austin last week for Pro Day. And so what did you see down there?
Well, let's start with Quinn Ewers, and I was thoroughly impressed with his performance. I think when you watch on TV, it's hard to judge the speed of the pass. If he's got zip on the ball.
And that's one of my concerns. Watching him last year, he seemed to be a soft tosser.
Exactly, and that's what I thought. And
but I've seen him going back to high school, and he wasn't like that in high school.
And because you know why?
When he's on, and he's really connecting well, then he has some zip on the ball.
He played through that torn oblique muscle, and it was worse than I think Texas led on to believe. And when I'm standing on the sideline watching him throw short, mid-range, and somewhat like deep outs or whatever, that ball was humming.
Yeah.
And accurately too, by the way. So he ended up completing 50 of 59 passes. He had 4 drops and 5 you would call incompletions.
Okay.
And at least 2 or 3 of those incompletions were towards the end of a 59 throw session that he was throwing go routes, and he floated them a little bit too high.
Okay.
But other than that, boy, he was right on. And there was no break. It was pass after pass after pass. And there were times.
His talent is not about throwing hard. It's about throwing in a timely fashion.
And smart.
Yes, that's what I mean. He knows when to throw it. It's not going to be one of those BBs in the dark, as they always talk about. No, he knows when to throw it. That's why he never uses much arm strength.
Well, he was using it in this. Now, again, you're throwing against air. Right? He was directing the wide receivers when they were going to run a route and they weren't lined up right. He moved them. And I thought he had a heck of a workout. And, I don't know that he'll ever be a starting quarterback in the NFL, but I think
he can be.
Oh, he will.
He's good enough to take a chance on, let him sit a year or two.
He's better than half of them already.
That's right. That's right.
I had somebody tell me, he goes, you don't think he's better than, what's the guy's name? Is it Jackson Dart?
Yep.
Yeah.
At Ole Miss.
He goes, it's every bit as good as that guy.
That's what I don't understand about this whole process. I mean, and I see the talent Cam Ward has, and and Cam Ward's thrown a lot of passes in college too. I mean,
and that's another thing.
He's been playing for 5 years in college. In fact, I added it up last week. Cam Ward, If you count his time, he was 2 years at Incarnate Word, 2 years at Washington State, and 1 year at Miami. Now, you can talk about the level of competition at Incarnate Word, but that's still, you're in an offense with the same offensive coordinator or head coach that was his offensive coordinator at Washington State. He's thrown 2,429 passes in college. That's what kind of experience he has coming in for 18,000 yards, 157 touchdowns. Shedeur Sanders, along those same lines, in 4 years, first at Jackson State 2 years, and then at Colorado for 2 years, he's got 1,800 pass attempts and 134 touchdowns. Jackson Dart, 1,300 pass attempts. Quinn Ewers is at 1,100 or so. Where is Quinn? So what was your point that you were going to make?
My point was I was impressed. And I was
He's got it between the ears, too.
With the zip on the ball and his accuracy. I don't care if you're throwing against air or whatever. When you got to throw the quick out to a running back that's on the move, he hit him, and his ball was catchable, too. So I was thoroughly impressed with him.
And I have some inside knowledge that a team that is very interested in Quinn Ewers is the New Orleans Saints and Kellen Moore.
Yeah, I'm sure Kellen Moore.
And Kellen was there, right?
Yeah, Kellen was there.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn was there. Which, matter of fact, I got a chance to talk with him for a while. He's great. He's still one of my favorite guys. He thanked me for saying hi to him, So, and what was he here? Was he here 2 years, 1 year?
It was when Parcells got here.
Yeah,
and
maybe two at the most. But anyway, there were 5 head coaches there. Tomlin was there. He didn't attend the pro day, but I was told he did interviews the day before.
Okay. And by the way, to wrap up on Ewers, I think that he will be I think he'll be a second-round pick, and he could even, if a team really likes him, could take him late first round.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Now, it could be. Now, we'll see where the quarterbacks go. A lot of times it's wherever the run is on quarterbacks. And if only Cam Ward goes early and teams wait until the second round, he could slide. But I think he's in that same mix myself.
I look at what quarterbacks are doing to really up their game. And I think he should be doing something to up his game, to make himself even better, even sharper, someone that can really show me.
He's been meeting with McCarthy. Mm-hmm. Mike McCarthy's been working with Quinn.
Yeah. Okay. And so, and he's got the Cowboys will bring him in for the Dallas day, so because there's no limit on how many times you can bring those guys in. So since he was at South Lake Carroll, he can come in.
He qualifies for the Dallas day. They may have him in separate than that.
And they might.
I talked to his dad, and I was unclear whether, and I think his dad was unclear, not understanding, what Dallas day is. But my understanding is he is going to have a workout with the Cowboys.
Yeah. And I think,
according to his dad,
I think it's, depending on where he goes, if they get to the third round and he's still there, think about it. Because you don't have a fourth. Somebody will say, well, you took him with round too soon. Well, I don't have that round. So if I want him, I got to take him.
All right, so tell me about the other guys. You've been hot on this Matthew Golden, wide receiver.
Is he good. Let me tell you, between him and Bond, those guys.
Isaiah Bond ran a 4.39 and Golden ran a 4.29.
Great routes. Yeah, and Golden stayed on his combine time, which was 4.29.
That's smart. That shows that he is a smart player, too.
Bond ran the 40 because he didn't run what he wanted to at the combine. I think he ran a 4.34 during the pro day.
I like that because that shows competitive spirit. He wanted to beat his teammates 4.29.
Exactly. and their route running was impeccable. They catch the ball, use their hands to snatch it, none of this body grabbing. I'll tell you the other guy, and my understanding is he sometimes had ball control problems. The running back, Blue, Now this guy, he ran a sub 4.340, and boy, he's got good hands, catching the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah.
They work the running backs, the tight ends, the wide receiver. Oh, and speaking of the tight ends, this Helm guy, oh my, he's 6'7", but he runs really well. And you know how they
Who's the guy you talking?
Tight end at
Texas, Gunnar.
Gunnar Helm.
Okay.
And they were practicing that seam route where you're down the seam and the ball's going to be thrown over the linebacker, and you got to be able to snatch it without the ball's in the air already. He was pretty impressive too, and evidently at the combine, first step on the 40, he pulled a groin muscle or a hammy or something, and so his time wasn't very good because he finished it. He didn't stop.
Okay.
And that's why he ran a 4.84.
Yeah, but he was healthy for this pro day.
He almost beat me with him.
And that was
a bad hammy.
That was awfully impressive.
Now at the combine he was only 241 pounds, 6'5", 241. That him listed at 250 at Texas. But ran like you said, he ran a 4.84.
Yeah, they had him listed 6'5", 250.
If the Cowboys were smart and they're looking at a running back, that running back had better be multi-talented.
Right.
They can find a running back that can be a receiver out of the backfield. And
Tony Pollard.
I don't think I like Tony. I'm talking about running routes. I'm not talking about screen passes and things of that nature. I'm talking about the ability to isolate in the slot and run a route. Those kind of running backs, they are invaluable, especially if because now he comes out in a certain formation. You have two running backs in the backfield, but one of those is going to be a slot receiver.
Well, Pollard at Memphis played wide receiver before he was at running back.
But
it was the running back
down the field as far as particular routes. We use him screen passes and flare routes and things of that nature.
The backup running back before Zeke got here. Oh, I watched it the other night. I saw a replay of one of Tony Romo's drives, and he kept it was number 25.
Richard?
Lance Dunbar.
Oh.
He used him on that. They had like a minute 34 to go, and Romo drove him right down the field, touchdown to Witten to win the game. I think it was against maybe the Giants. And he used Dunbar at least 3 times, just coming out of the backfield and hitting him on the run. And I was thinking, yeah, that's what I want in my backup running back. Now, I don't know if Miles Sanders is that guy, because he sort of was in Philadelphia, if I remember correctly.
And I only say that because right now we are short as far as talented wide receivers are concerned. And if we can show some type of variation in our offense and have it to where we have players that can play multiple positions. If you're talking about a running back who can protect the quarterback, run the ball, and play that slot receiver, that'd be great. If you're talking about a tight end that can do more than one thing, that can make up for your lack of talent at wide receiver, because now you have the defense guessing. You might not have the talent, but we have the options on our offense on third down and on key situations where we need to move the chains.
The game you're talking about against the Giants was a 27-26 win in 2015, and Lance Dunbar had 8 catches for 70 yards in that game. And later that season against Atlanta, he had 10 catches for 100 yards in a game.
This must have been before Romo got hurt.
Right. It was, and Dunbar got hurt that year too. He was only played the first 4 games of the season. But that was the season opener against the Giants, 27-26.
Throwing the ball to him too much.
Yeah.
Because Romo only started 4
think about it with Lance Dunbar. That season, I'm just looking at as the third back, basically, as a third down back. He had 8 catches for 70 yards against the Giants. The next game, it was 3 catches, 45 yards against Philly. The third game, he had 10 catches for 100 yards against the Falcons, and then he got hurt against New Orleans after carrying the ball 3 times for 54 yards he got hurt in that game and he was out for the year. I mean, talk about being on the cut, and that was what was his 4th year in the league, and he was on the cusp of really getting it going.
Right.
And then what a bad break.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Literally.
yeah.
Now, you keep talking about lack of talent at wide receiver. So would you at 12?
And Golden is one that is being talked about now.
Yeah.
Has been in that mix
We
there.
need a wide receiver at this badly. Yeah, if it one's at 12, I'll take it.
I saw
Alvin Harper was taking it about 12.
Oh,
And
I can tell
Michael
you.
Irvin was in 11 or 12.
I'll do this next segment. I went through the Cowboys' first-round draft choices by selection in the round, like first, second.
And we're going to have that when Mick Shots continues in just a moment.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Cowboys football and Miller Lite. What a pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going way past postgame. Sunday night overtimes followed by Monday morning swagger. Brisket in the smoker. Miller Lite in the cooler. America's team playing America's greatest sport. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation. The Cowboys are headed back to Writers Field in Frisco, Texas for the 12th annual Reliant Home Run Derby on April 22nd. Come see your favorite Cowboys players swing for the fences to raise money for the Salvation Army, plus meet the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and rowdy. Admission is free and gates open at 6 p.m. Seating is first come, first serve, Mickey. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Reliant HRD for more details.
All right, Mickey, you got a couple of ways you want to go here.
Yeah, Stephen was asked, I guess it was yesterday at the NFL meetings when he spoke to the media, asked about the backup quarterback and what they're looking for. And he said, yes, that is still an option, meaning to find a veteran backup quarterback. He said there's an option that we're looking at it. We can do it via trade. What can you can do it via that, and we'll see what's available out there. Trade is one of them, and certainly signing available guys is another one of them. I think when we look for the full package, you're probably not going to get all things just right or exactly what you want, but at the same time, you want to get the very best guy that we think gives us the best chance to go out and compete with Will Greer and be good in that room with Dak and Greer and whoever else we add. So and from what I'm told, they're still looking for a veteran backup quarterback. So interesting, they talked about trade too, which you probably can do that with a future pick like down the road, maybe not a pick from this year.
Like next year's fourth.
Yeah, right?
Since we have a habit of not giving away, but trading away 4th-round picks.
One for Trey Lance, who's still out there.
Yeah.
And then
who's now Canadian Football League might be an option
where
for
he
Trey
goes.
Lance.
Yeah.
All right, you did research
Yes.
on past drafts. So what are you getting at here?
And what I was trying to mention is when the Cowboys have drafted in the first round 1 through 17, they've been pretty
you
darn.
picked 17 because Emmett was 17.
That's right, right. and so was Kevin Smith, by the way.
Okay, Pup.
And CeeDee Lamb.
That's right.
So they hit on almost.
So don't trade if you're going to trade
guys.
down. Don't trade down any
past
farther than 17. In fact, you may want to just go to 17.
Just go right away.
Let me just see who picked 17th, and it is Cincinnati. So you get on the phone with Cincinnati and trade down to 17.
Although at 18 in 1975, we got Thomas, eventually Hollywood Henderson. Also Bobby Carpenter and Mike Sherrod, who unfortunately
They'll go to 17,
had 2
not 18.
broken legs. Yeah,
17, not 8.
But they've had
Achilles, right?
like 100. Who's that? Broken
Sherrod.
leg. Broken leg.
I thought it was
For Sherrod?
Yeah, it was in training camp his rookie year,
I think it was.
second year.
Don't get sidetracked.
Yeah.
Let's keep
Anyway, so anyway, do you realize they've only had three number 1 picks in their history?
3 number 1 overall picks.
Yes.
Troy Aikman, Russell Maryland.
Tony Dorsett.
Too tall.
Yep, that's right. 74.
Dorsett was a second,
That's right.
and they only had 2 seconds. Dorsett and Randy White. No number 3. Number 4, Zeke, and the infamous Scott Appleton.
Texas Longhorn.
And then he ended up playing AFL, right?
I think so.
Number 5, Terrence Newman, John Nyland, and Craig Morton. Number 6, Leroy Jordan and Morris Claiborne, which was one of the
That was
few
a trade up.
guys. Yeah. I mean, he never stayed healthy, you know. No number 7, number 8, Roy Williams and Greg Ellis. Number 9, only once, Tyron Smith. No 10, 11, DeMarcus Ware and Michael Irvin. How about that?
So you may want to trade up from 12 to 11. That would be good.
Number 12, Danny Noonan, Elvin Harper, Micah Parsons. Well, they outlawed
his strength.
They outlawed
What's
what's illegal?
They cut his
the
hair.
chemicals.
Yeah.
He was Samson. They cut his hair.
Number 13, only once at number 13. And this one's a little misleading. It was Bob Lilly, because there was only 14 picks in the first round.
Okay.
They had traded their first round pick in 61 for Eddie LeBaron. No 14 or 15, 16, Zach Martin, and then we talked about 17, they hit pretty good. So among all these guys, 100 Pro Bowls when they were drafting before number 20. So then things get a little sketchy, but think about it. Normally there's 15 to 17 guys in the draft that have first round grades. So after 17, you're probably drafting a second round pick.
Right.
So anyway, everybody's so worried about what they're going to do. They've done pretty well when they drafted at the top of the draft. And you don't have to go into the 20s and take Shante Carvers.
Okay, you mentioned Mo Claiborne.
Yes.
Number 6, and that was in 2012. The Cowboys traded up from 14 to 6 with St. Louis, and they gave up their second-round pick, number 45 overall, along with their first-round pick, number 14, to get Claiborne. And what the Rams got at 14 was Michael Brockers. And then I think the Rams traded their second-round pick, 45. But the Cowboys, had they stayed at 14 that year, Michael Brockers would have been a good fit on the Cowboys on the defensive line. And at at 45, they could have had Bobby Wagner, who went 47 to Seattle.
Who's still playing.
Right. Who's still playing 13 years later. So sometimes it is not the best move to move up to get that guy. Which brings me to a guy that teams might actually spend a lot of draft capital to move up for in this draft, and that would be the Heisman Trophy winner out of Colorado. You could be getting not one, but two players in Travis Hunter. He's a cornerback, and he's a wide receiver. In 2021, the San Francisco 49ers had the 12th pick in the draft, which is where the Cowboys picked this year, and they traded up to number 3 to take Trey Lance. They gave up, as we look at Travis Hunter here, they gave up 3 first-round draft picks and a third-round pick. It was like, and I don't even count the draft pick that year because you're getting the first-rounder, okay? That you're just exchanging slots.
Flip spots.
You moved up 9 spots.
Right.
Okay, so they gave up the 2022 first-round pick and the 2023 first-round pick, which in San Francisco's mind, they have a really good team. It didn't matter whether Trey Lance was going to pan out or not, which he didn't. There was going to be a late first-round pick, okay? Mm-hmm. And then a third-round pick, too. Would a team give up that kind of capital to move up to get a Travis Hunter when you consider the fact you could be getting 2 players for the price of 1?
Eventually. Probably not as a rookie. What do you think?
Well, you could play him a little bit both ways if you wanted. What do you think, Everson, about Travis Hunter's abilities, whether he's best suited for corner or receiver? What do you think?
Well, they don't even know how to label this guy, first of all. In wide receiver and defensive back, they compare him to Stephon Diggs as wide receiver, and they compare him to Trayvon Diggs as a cornerback. That's funny, huh? That's crazy. That's crazy. He's compared to both brothers.
Let me ask you
as
this.
a cornerback.
If Deion Sanders did not play baseball, and he was just strictly a football player, and he was in this draft or any draft, okay, and he has kind of the similar career to what Travis Hunter had at Colorado, where he played some offense too. If he was drafted, if Deion was drafted just as a wide or just played wide receiver and not cornerback in the NFL, what kind of career would he have had?
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not as impressed with Deion at wide receiver because he's, lack of a better term, one-trick pony in regards to his speed at wide receiver.
I'm talking about if he had trained as a wide receiver, he's just full-time wide receiver.
Well, I don't know how good he would be in that regard, but I do know that if I'm looking at Travis Hunter, I don't see any cornerback in the draft as good as Deion Sanders was.
Right.
But
so my question on Deion,
if I'm looking at Travis Hunter as a wide receiver, I think Travis Hunter is a better wide receiver than Deion as a wide receiver. As a defensive back, nobody's going to be better than Deion Sanders.
So if let's say Deion were in this draft, and you had a need for a playmaking cornerback, shutdown corner, whatever, what would you give up to move from 12 to, say, 2 or 3 in order to get Deion Sanders?
I'd give up a first-rounder.
So you would give up next year's first-round pick.
Yes.
You would not do what San Francisco did, which was to get Trey Lance. They gave up the next 2 first-round draft picks, 20, and a third.
Which,
and they seem to survive it pretty well.
Which, by the way, speaking of Deion, when they had the Big 12 Pro Day here, my buddy David Smoke in Waco got an interview with Shiloh Sanders, and he was pretty funny.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Shiloh
is on his dad. He's funnier than his dad.
Shiloh goes, I keep hearing him always tell me that he's like 4'2" for breakfast, right? And he goes, I can find anything on the internet I could not find any evidence that he ran a 4.2. And he goes, and I'm so tired of hearing it. It was absolutely hilarious. He goes, you can look up this, and this, but there's no evidence of a 4.2.
You cannot find it. You cannot find it. But you let Dion tell it. It's
right.
He's running.
He goes, that's all I hear.
Run 4.2 for breakfast, he said.
Yeah.
I run 4.2 for breakfast. Yeah. That's what he always said.
And by the way, the Colorado Pro Day is this week. Now, Shiloh did not get invited to the Combine.
Right.
But the Colorado Pro Day is this week, and so it's going to be interesting to see what Shiloh runs.
Is he going to do anything?
No, you're talking Shador.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm talking his brother, Shiloh, who's a safety.
How's he looking? As far as what's his time?
Well, he hadn't had one official yet because he didn't get invited to the Combine. That's what I'm saying is at the Pro Day, we'll see what Shiloh's time.
And there's no rumor of a time.
And he didn't run in the Big 12.
Let me look at AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
because his dad ran a 4. Yeah, no.
No, it was the interview was really good, and I didn't expect him to be that personable.
Yeah,
I was thinking
because Shador's always talking.
Yeah, I was thinking, he's Dion, and then big. He doesn't need this stuff. But it was good.
Shiloh took the Combine snub personally and hired official Combine timers to come to Boulder to conduct his own 40-yard dash testing, stating, "I didn't get invited to the Combine, but I brought the Combine to me." The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No doubt. No, you got to just watch the show. Watch the show.
I can see Shiloh in a Cowboy uniform.
Yeah, that would be nice.
In training camp. Can you see that, Mickey? Or I can see it in May.
The only problem he has is he has no regard for his own body. He will throw it in there. If you talk about his dad couldn't play tackle football, well, the son is showing that he can play tackle football.
Okay.
And he's a safety, not a corner.
He's a safety.
By the way.
That's correct. When he comes in, he brings that hat with him when he comes.
Okay. There you go. All right. Anything else to close it out with? Yeah, got a mix shot?
I'm trying to think.
Well, it's too late.
Yep.
We're one over.
Who's the other, the top wide receiver? The kid from Arizona?
Yeah, Tep McMillan.
Tep. How do you say
T-Mac.
T-Mac?
Say T-Mac.
Yeah, it's a name.
Would you?
I haven't watched him enough to be able to tell you. That'll be my homework assignment.
If a wide receiver comes here, he's got to have that dog in him.
Right?
So you want to look.
I don't want to. If we're going to draft somebody, I don't want anybody that's going to be. He's cute. He can do this. I want somebody.
Michael Irvin,
like a Michael Irvin, like a Dez Bryant.
And that's what I want.
That's the kind of attitude I want from whoever.
That's what I want at number 12. It's got to be. And I don't care whether it's. I was telling someone the other day. I don't care whether it's a wide receiver, whatever position it needs to be someone with that kind of dog attitude. It's Michael Parsons is what that is, too.
Receiver, running back, or defensive end. Somebody that's going to change the game for me.
Your offensive line's fine?
Second round.
Because you're getting an interior guy.
Yeah.
You're convinced you're good with the
you got to go.
I want a running back that can do all things. I want someone that can do all things. He could be a game changer for this team.
Okay.
He wants a dog.
That's right.
All right. So we'll come back with our dogs next week. Okay. All right. That does it for Mix Shots. Have a great week. Who's going to play in the national championship game next Monday?
Duke.
You got Duke versus who? Duke plays Houston and Auburn and Florida on the other side.
I'll take Florida.
Florida's tough.
So you got Florida. We got Florida versus
Houston.
Duke. Florida Houston is what you got.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but I think Duke.
Okay.
I think Duke's going to take it.
All right.
Watch that defense.
Yep, that's right. Defense wins championships, right, Mickey?
That's
another story for another day.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that next Monday on Mix Shots.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this?